Hi, Vlad from Football Boots at UK, and today I'm unboxing the brand new Mercury Pack Ace 16.1 Football Boot by Adidas Football. Let's get these boots out of the box and the box out of the way. We've already seen Adidas drop 5 colorways for their 16.1 model, including the launch green, 2 black models, white and shot blue editions. This design is predominantly silver with additional touches of semi-solid slime and black seen on the Adidas 3 stripes, tongue, laces, heel lining and sock liner. Overall, a very modern looking football boot, which I'm a big fan of. So I'll bring the boot closer so we have a closer look at this design. So just note that this is a sample pair, this is not the official retail pair, this is a sample pair, so it's going to look slightly different than the actual retail pair of the Mercury Pack, but overall it's going to look quite similar. So you see a pretty much really sort of chrome sort of silver upper on this design with the 3 stripes featuring a semi-solid slime and black gradient design on both sides of the boot. On the official retail version you'll see black 3 stripes. You won't see any sort of crimson or red on the branding. So you see here you got a lot of crimson on the Ace logo there, on the Adidas logo on the heel, on the stud tips and on the sock liner. You probably won't see any crimson details on the actual retail version. You've got black on the sock liner, black on the tongue, black on the laces and black on the heel lining, as well as that little back bit. On the retail version it's completely silver on this back portion here, and much of the rest of the boot is also silver. Onto the sole plate, again it's going to be transparent, it won't have the red stud tips, although it's red on this boot. And yeah, we've got that same sort of black triangular sort of geometric pattern on the forefoot there. Overall, a very modern looking colorway by Adidas Football. As said by Adidas, the Ace is designed for the playmaker who dominates the entire game, offering enhanced ball handling, fit, stability and total 360 degrees control. So this range will sit alongside the Pure Control, Prime Knit and Leather as 4 pro level options in the Ace range. You'll see the likes of Paul Pogba, Mesut Ozil, Ivan Rakitic, Mats Hummels and Manuel Neuer headline the Pure Control, Prime Knit and Leather ranges in the upcoming Euro tournament. So fit is the biggest change from the Ace 15, as we now see a new sole deployed on the boot, which is narrower than what you saw on the Ace 15 model. What I can say just from looking at this boot is that it still will fit very wide in the forefoot and very narrow in the midfoot. So for those wide-footed footballers out there, this range should still fit you quite easily. The 16 range will offer a much more lockdown experience in the midfoot compared to the Ace 15.1 model. So in terms of tech specs, the Ace 16.1 is an almost identical copy of the technologies used on the Ace 15.1. The boots use again a synthetic 3-layer upper construction dubbed Total Skin. It's designed to cushion your first touch, provide a perfect fit and provide non-stop ball handling. Just in hand, the upper feels soft and very similar to the Ace 15's upper. This time around the Total Skin extends to slightly further down the midfoot, while an additional stiffer synthetic is used on the heel. So just in hand, yes, it does feel soft, but it still has some sort of stiffness to it. And in terms of thickness, it will be much thicker than what you get out of Adidas's Pure Chaos upper on their brand new X16 Plus Pure Chaos, or any of the X collection. Still probably will provide a barefoot feel to the ball, but not as much. It's got a bit of cushion to it. And so the Total Skins from the 3 stripes around the toe box and onto the middle side of the boot, where an additional stiffer synthetic is used on the heel here. So the padding around the heel lining remains, but is aligned internally, while a suede liner is used rather than a smooth synthetic seen on the Ace 15.1, which may or may not offer enhanced levels of comfort in the heel region. So we now see a more central lacing system deployed, which merges with the Adidas 3 stripes and laces to really lock down the midfoot, which the Ace 15.1 struggled with. So the problem with the Ace 15.1 was that it was very wide and it was very hard to sort of lock down in the midfoot. It was a very wide, loose fitting shoe, sort of a traditional fit in the Ace 15.1. But the 16.1 comes along and it's really designed to really lock down the midfoot. You've got different eyelets on the tongue there. You've got 4 eyelets actually on the tongue, which the laces run through. And it's slightly more narrow in the midfoot and pretty much the same width in the forefoot and toe box seen on the Ace 15.1. So like on the Ace Prime Knit, Adidas have used 4 cutouts on the tongue rather than 1 to further enhance that lockdown in the midfoot, while the tongue itself has padding underneath for extra comfort. So as I mentioned before, you've got 4 eyelets on the tongue here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just in hand there's a bit of padding underneath just to really sort of lock down your midfoot in place. The 3 stripes as well are sort of midfoot cage as well, sort of a very sort of weak midfoot cage just to really help that locking down your boot into the midfoot. So the stripes merge with the laces, as you can see, and merge on both sides of the boot, connecting with the sole plate just to really lock down your foot into the shoe. So a special coating dubbed non-stop grip, much like all conditions controlled by Nike, provides all-weather control. Whether it actually enhances performance is really up to you to decide, but as you can see on this boot, it's quite easily to see. There's dotted application on the toe box here, it's just everywhere. On the midfoot, you can even see it on this additional synthetic material on the heel here. Nothing on that back bit, but NSG helps. Really, it's pretty much a wet weather technology. It's only going to work really well in wet weather conditions. Dry weather conditions, probably not going to work as well. So Adidas have reverted back to their trusty sprint frame sole, which is thinner and lighter than the Total Control sole seen on the Ace 15.1. The heel counter is not as robust as the heel stabilizer used on the Ace 15.1. So the Ground Control 2.0 is the new stud system, which to be honest looks very similar to the Traction 2.0 stud system, and it provides adequate stability and traction on firm ground surfaces. So I'll just bring it closer, pretty much all conical studs on the Ace 16.1. You've got 4 on the heel, and you've got, let me count, you've got 7 on the forefoot. So a very sort of traditional, normal stud system on the Ace 16.1. All got conical studs, and they're all exactly the same size. The central stud in the middle is sometimes more or less different on most football boots, but it's exactly the same on the Ace 16.1. So it's going to help the pivoting. It's going to be great for your central defenders, goalkeepers, central midfielders who need to sort of pivot in tight areas. It's going to be great for that. So weight wise, we see a drop of roughly 20 to 30 grams from the Ace 15 to the Ace 16.1, which is probably due to the thinner sprint frame sole and fewer studs. Definitely a good thing to have in a pro level football boot. Note that this is actually a sample pair we received, which has slightly different design features than the retail version, including different colored branding and added elasticated wraps in the midfoot. So as I mentioned before, you won't see any red on the retail version. 3 stripes are pretty much all black, and yeah, you'll just see different color details on the actual retail version itself. And one thing which is added to the sample pair is the elasticated wraps. They're in the sort of semi-solar slime color. As you can see, it just helps to keep the tongue in place when you're playing. I know sometimes you're playing and the tongue sort of merges or falls to one side, and the 4 eyelets merging with the laces will help to keep that tongue in that central position, as well as locking down your foot in place. It's really, I don't know why they added that, didn't add that to the actual retail version, these elasticated straps in the midfoot. But yeah, it's just what Adidas came up with, so this is just a sample pair, remember. So to sum up, the changes from the Ace 15.1 to the Ace 16.1 has been mostly minor. The fit is now more snug in the midfoot, but still will fit wide in the forefoot, so again, it should fit any foot type out there. Overall, we may see the Ace 16.1 as a much more affordable option in the Ace range compared to the Pure Control or the Prime Knit. The Pure Control price is in at roughly £220, pretty much at the high level of a premium level football boot by Adidas. It's really expensive. Not all of you out there can afford a Pure Control. So the Ace 16.1 is really designed for that player, that club level player who just can't afford or just prefers something cheaper to wear during the season. So which boot would you choose in the Ace range? You've got the Ace 16.1, the cheaper, more affordable option in the Ace range. You've got the Ace 16.1 leather, which has a traditional touch on the bull. And you've also got the Ace 16 Plus Pure Control, which has that laceless design. It's going to be headlined by the likes of Ozil. It's really the premium level boot in the Ace range. And you've also got the Ace 16 Plus Prime Knit, which is headlined by the likes of De Gea. He actually wears the Ace 15 Plus Prime Knit. He prefers that one over the 16 Plus. But a lot of players actually can wear the Prime Knit or the Pure Control. And a few professionals out there actually prefer the Ace. So just vote in our poll card now with which boot you would choose. Any questions, drop it in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.